Alrighty, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to talk about a town in southern Kentucky. It's called Hoptown by its little fun name. It is Hopkinsville, Kentucky. Where is it? How far is it from Nashville? Why are we talking about it? Stay with me and follow along and we'll tell you all about it. Okay, so Hopkinsville, Kentucky. What's it known for? How big is it? Where is it? Why are we talking about it in our Living in Middle Tennessee channel? Well, we also have Living in Southern Kentucky, and we are definitely immersed in our Kentucky friends, real estate, and all such things. Kentucky, go Big Blue. We love it. What you don't know about me is my family actually moved there in 1976. So my parents, though I didn't live there long, I lived there from 3rd to 10th grades and then went off to boarding school in Sewanee, Tennessee. But my parents have stayed there. Now, this is the SEC, people. When you move to the South, you're moving to the SEC. And my daddy is the biggest Tennessee Vol to ever live 15 miles over the state line in Hopkinsville, Kentucky. He and Bill Flynn, who founded Flynn Enterprises, were literally big men and big Vol fans. So thankfully we weren't the only people that were the Vol fans. It was a little rough on us moving to that Kentucky town in the 70s. But I have to say that I have roots from Hopkinsville, Kentucky. My mother has family there, buried in the correct cemetery. And, you know, I do love the town. I love the people that I am friends with from there. And we have some really cool things to tell you about when you're talking about a little small town in Kentucky and why you might choose to live there. Hopkinsville, Kentucky is in a county called Christian County. Christian County has about 72,000 people in it. Christian County encompasses Oak Grove, Kentucky, and that is where Gate 4 and some of our other gates of the 101st Airborne are. That is our most powerful rapid deployment post, and you've heard me talk about that on this channel on other videos. We love our heroes, and we love them for being there, and they are positioned very nicely between Clarksville, Tennessee, and Hopkinsville, Kentucky, right on that state line. And thank you for it. Thank you for everything that you do to protect our country and protect us. Now, Hopkinsville is one of the towns in Christian County. Hopkinsville has between 30 to 35,000 people, and it's just really kind of maintained that for quite a long time. They have wonderful businesses. They have a great small town feel. They have a historic small town. They have a lot of people who are movers and shakers in the great state of Kentucky and who are really and truly devoted to the benefits and the well-being of this country. And I'm proud of that for the Hopkinsvillians, and I am proud of their historical essence and responsibilities and value to this country. So these people are really great people living in a little bitty small town, and they love it, and they're not far from any place they want to go. And you're probably about an hour up I-24 from Nashville to Hopkinsville, Kentucky. You're about 31 miles from Land Between the Lakes and Lake Barkley, but it may take you a little longer to get there. So it's really strategically placed in a lovely part of the country. It is a gorgeous area, and it's very well known for its farming and its crops, and it always has been. Christian County ranks second in growing of wheat and grain, third in dark fired tobacco, and fourth in growing corn for grains, and seventh in the production of soybeans. So your farmers over there are very well to do, and frankly, they supply food all over the world. So it's really an important agricultural area and something that's very noteworthy. And I'm very proud of that for them. This county seat also ranks very high in Kentucky for production of corn, wheat, barley, cattle, and hogs. So we're feeding a lot of people. So Hopkinsville had a little baseball team in the Kentucky, Illinois, and Tennessee leagues in the early 1900s, and it was really, they had it from 1904 to 1954, and they were called the Hopkinsville Hoppers or the Hoptown Hoppers. And so that league, again, Kentucky, Illinois, and Tennessee League, was called the Kitty League, and it's very, very cute. Well, that group of baseball league and leaguers has come and been resurrected, and people go out and watch the Hoptown Hoppers, and that's kind of a fun thing to do if you like sports and you like baseball. So that's pretty cute. They were actually, the team initially played as the Browns in 1904, but then they became the Hoppers. The Hoppers were an affiliate of the Milwaukee Brewers and the Chicago Cubs and the Philadelphia A's at one time. So it's really cute that you have that, and it's really neat that it's been resurrected because they're very, very sports oriented. Again, you're in the South, we play sports, we raise our babies on baseball fields, basketball courts, football, gridirons. We are out there on those fields, and everybody is coming out to see it. We are a Friday night lights kind of area of the country, and Hopkinsville is no different than that. Okay, we all like a little bit of lore, and we like a little bit of historical coolness, right? So don't know if you know this, but Edgar Casey, who I'm distantly related to, is also from Hopkinsville. He was actually born in a place called Beverly, about 7 miles away from, I think, our courthouse, but he is very, very well known, and was a psychic, or known as a psychic, and had a lot of people coming to see him there, or where he later lived in North Carolina. But he was absolutely from the Hopkinsville, Kentucky area, and that's a really cool thing to say. Okay, we also have a really cool thing in a drummer named Steve Gorman, who was raised a few years older than I am, and we didn't go to school at the same school. I guess we did when I was in elementary school. But he's also from Hopkinsville, Kentucky, and he was the drummer of the Black Crowes, so you might have possibly heard their music along the way in life. So that's kind of cool. We're always proud of our people, and we have a lot more. We have an ancestor of mine, Charles Prowse, flew the first airplane that he actually developed. It was a forward propeller airplane over Faulkner Field in like 1911, I believe. So cool things that have happened in that area for a long time. Now, Hopkinsville was the site of the Trail of Tears, so we have absolutely had our share of sadness. When the Cherokee had to walk through the Trail of Tears, they definitely walked through Hopkinsville, Kentucky too. And Hopkinsville was known for, some other big things that happened through the Civil War, through the Black Patch Wars, when you had some of the Tobacco Kings that were not liking the way things went. So it has some really neat, interesting historical facts that I definitely recommend everybody throw themselves into when they're looking at an area that they're considering buying in or raising their family in. I think it's kind of neat to go in and know those little tidbits and facts about an area. Hopkinsville's full of those. Christian County is full of those. Kentucky is full of those. Nashville's full of those. And you're in that area of the country. We're the South. We've got a lot to say about it. When we're talking about real estate, which is what we're doing on this channel, and I appreciate your sticking around and watching it, I want to talk about certain little aspects of each area, but I definitely encourage you to get on your one-on-one call with me, and let's talk about what's really specifically important to your needs, okay? One of the things that you might consider is, where am I going to work in a town like Hopkinsville? Well, I mentioned earlier Bill Flynn, who started Flynn Enterprises. They started making jeans and men's trousers and whatnot throughout the world. So that's really cool. So that's an opportunity for you. You have other big businesses too that we can list here and put some information down in the chat about. You definitely have the opportunity, if you're military or retired military, you might find some employment near Fort Campbell or with the 101st, or certainly you're not that far from Clarksville or Nashville if you want to live out and live in the country life, have a nice small town, be about an hour commute away, and actually enjoy, working in that environment and getting home to this environment. So there's a lot to say about living in some of these smaller towns that are just not that far away from Nashville or that big booming metropolis. Now, what's it cost to live in Hopkinsville? Well, that varies. And we're gonna show you a house that we actually have listed, which is darling, and it's on Remington Road. It backs up to the Hopkinsville Golf and Country Club, which is a beautiful course and a great place. They have a wonderful restaurant there, and it's a lovely community country club. So lovely place to go to, and it has a lot for kids to do, which is nice about a small town. That's unusual about a small town. So it's really something that we value as people who have actually benefited from that. So the median price per square foot in Hopkinsville is about $150 per square foot, okay? Now that's the median sale price per square foot in May of 2025. It was up 2.6% from last year, and that was according to Rocket Homes, and that was $148 a square according to Rocket Homes. Another report indicates that the median sales price per square foot, according to Redfin, is also $148 per square foot. So those are just a couple of sources that we go with, and Realtor.com says $151 per square foot. So definitely want to get on your call with me. I am a licensed realtor. These sources that we quote are cute and interesting. They actually take our information that we put into the MLS, which is up to date and real-time data, and they actually kind of borrow it or hijack it, as I've said for 21 years. But that information is out there. We know you actually look at those sources, and we want you to. We're glad that as an agent for a listing, for a seller, I'm glad that I have all these other vehicles through which we're marketing our property and making sure that they get that exposure. You definitely want to talk to me though when we get down to neighborhood specifics and things that you like, that you don't like. That one particular place may not be right for you, but yet I can help you with another, or it may be right based upon all the things that you didn't know were out there just because it wasn't published on those other sites. So we definitely encourage you to get on and call, text, or DM me. Get my reload guide. It definitely has some different information about the general area around Nashville, and definitely we have some that are catered more to our Kentucky and outdoorsy and northwest part of Tennessee area as well. So the reload guide is really kind of catered to you. If you are looking in a certain area, you want to get off the grid, you want to live by the real lakes. Land Between the Lakes is an absolutely gorgeous area, and Hopkinsville's not far from that. So a lot of people will choose to live in Hopkinsville, but they might have a lake house, or they might go to the lodge, or they might have a boat down at one of the marinas. I mean, lake life is huge, especially for people in southern Kentucky. It is an absolutely gorgeous area. Nature lovers, enthusiasts from everywhere will flock to that area. They come in from Illinois, they come in from, Indiana, they will come in from all other parts of Kentucky. You're about 2.5 hours from Louisville and 3.5 from Lexington, and they're in a different time zone. Hopkinsville is in the central time zone like Nashville, so you definitely are not dealing with that situation, but you are closer to the Nashville market. People in Nashville who want to live on big lakes or have that second home might want to gravitate towards this area for that lake life or for that opportunity. So definitely want to discuss that. You have different tax situations for your property values and for your income, but they're very doable. It's an enchanting, inviting area, and so I do like to talk to you about that one-on-one on our Zoom call. So rather than just talk about Hopkinsville and throw up some pictures, why don't I take you on a little bitty tour, give you some insight to their cute little historic downtown, show you a peek inside that listing that we've just aired, and let's see if Hopkinsville, Kentucky might be a cute little place for you to consider moving to. That is something that people absolutely do when they're coming to this Nashville area. They look at southern Kentucky or Nashville because Nashville's positioned so closely to the state line that really works for some commuters. And maybe you just don't have to go into that market, but you get to work for Oracle. Maybe you want to have more bang for your buck and you'd like for your salary to go further. Well, a small town like Hopkinsville, Kentucky just might do that for you. It's very rich in history. It is enchanting. It's very inviting. It's darling. It's big blue country. So I hope you like Kentucky. And if you've ever played basketball, well, you know what you're dealing with here. That is basketball royalty. And I'm a Tennessee fan, and I'm proud of my balls too. But I love Kentucky, and I'm very proud of them. So today, we're going to take you on a little trip and take a little field trip and look downtown Hopkinsville, give you a little peek inside a new listing. It's great looking. It's a contemporary home. It's really been renovated, and it's so inexpensive that I don't even think you'll believe how much house you can get for the price in Hopkinsville, Kentucky. Stick with me, we'll see you in a few. Okay, so as promised, we were gonna check out 112 Remington Road. Look how beautiful this yard is. And right behind us is the Hopkinsville Golf and Country Club. So something that will show you the beautiful views, the really wonderful Frank Lloyd Wright kind of architecture. This was done by a German architect in the 70s. And now we've got all these contemporary designs that are being done now. Lots of natural light from the beautiful views out back. Two-story fireplace. That's the Hopkinsville Golf and Country Club behind. Formal dining. You do step down to this. This darling cottagey kitchen. New cabinets, new gorgeous granite. It's just really, really pretty. I've been licensed in Kentucky for 20 years and 21 in Tennessee. So I can help you in both states. If I can't help you, I definitely have someone on our team that would love to help you as well. Get on and talk to our lender. His information is down below. Billy is wonderful to work with, and he certainly can help you in both states as well.